So today's gonna be a little more strength focused. We're still gonna do circuits, but they're gonna be more like couplets of supersets. So like a lower, upper, 3 sets of 2 exercises, and then another 3 sets of 2 different exercises, and then a 3rd set, and then a little finisher at the end. So I'll have some options to really make the movements harder, so we can slow down the reps and get a little more strength action happening versus the conditioning that we normally do. So let's just start swinging our arms up a little higher. We're gonna do, our upper body's gonna be shoulder focused today, so we really wanna get those shoulders warmed up. And bring up your knees as high as you can go. Oh, Katie's here. And if you can straighten your arms out, slow down your tempo a little bit. Think of extending your range of motion with your arms if you can. All right, and we'll just step to the side. Arms out. Make sure you have your water nearby. Start to bring those arms out a little wider if you can. Tuck in that belly button as always. We don't want to be arching our back or flaring our ribs too much. And let's have some kicks to the back now. I'm gonna change my view. You guys keep going. I'm just gonna put it on spotlight. There we go. Okay. What are we doing? We're kicking, yes. Actually, you guys keep going. I'm just playing with which view I prefer, because if I'm on spotlight, then I can't see anyone. So if I just pin my view, oh, I see, then you guys are on the side. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're gonna go through our usual circuit warm-up because we really need to get those shoulders warmed up and that lower body. So we're gonna do our 30 seconds of squat to stand, reverse lunge, and bear crawl. So we're gonna start with the squat to stand. So remember that, go as low as you can, touch your toes if you can, bring the butt down, butt up, stand up. Touch your toes, butt down, butt up, stand up. If you need to use the chair, the couch, whatever you have, that's fine. If you can't go all the way down, that's fine either. That's fine too. Just do what you can to the best of your ability. Okay, our reverse lunges. I'm gonna go 2 on the left and 2 on the right. And then repeat. You can do forward lunges if you want. I prefer reverse lunges because I feel like I can get lower. I can get that thigh to parallel, which I always talk about. And it's less force on your knees going forward. Okay, bear crawl. So we want to get our hands on the ground because we want to start warming up those shoulders. We're going to be doing some shoulder presses, some lateral raises, side raises. If the bear crawl is not for you, I still want you to warm up your shoulders. So just do some overhead presses, just with no weight. I really want to get these shoulders. We're going to work them today. Okay, back to squat to stand. Toes, butt down, butt up. And as usual, take rest whenever you need to. Push as hard as you can until you cannot push anymore, and then you stop and you take a break. If you can do the overhead reach here, try to incorporate that in. Should have warmed up my speech today. I'm do that. Okay, reverse lunge again. 2 on the left, 2 on the right. And repeat. Couple more seconds. Okay, back to our bear crawl. Warm up those shoulders and that core. Couple more seconds. Ooh. Okay, back to the squat to stand. Last round of our warm-up circuit. Butt down, overhead reach if you can. Let's turn this way too. Palm down, overhead reach. You can use the couch or the chair also. If you want to get that reach in there, you can also just go to here if you need. I don't mind a quarter squat for this warm up, that's okay, but in the regular squats that I always talk about, I always want that full parallel squat. Okay, reverse lunge, last circuit of that. 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Eight more seconds. Don't forget to breathe. Okay, last round of bear crawl, go. And you can slow this down. Doesn't have to be fast. We're really just trying to get our whole body warmed up and engaged. And as always, the bear crawl, you can just do the march with the hands up here. You can do it seated, but I do want those shoulders involved. Okay, that's it for our warm up. Grab some water. So the first moves we're gonna do, I'll demonstrate first. We're gonna do a Bulgarian split squat. Sounds terrifying. It can be. I love them now, I used to hate them. If you can't do the Bulgarian split squat, you can just do a reverse lunge or a stationary lunge, or just a step back if you really need to take it easy. And then we're gonna do a pike press, which is like on the way to doing a headstand someday. You know, if you were to do like a shoulder stand and have those people like do a handstand and then they do shoulder presses while they're upside down, which I can't do yet. So a modified version of that. First of all, here's the Bulgarian. It's basically your rear foot elevated, split squat, stationary lunge. So you're gonna have your foot up on your chair, your bench, whatever, and it's just this. Nice and slow. You can load it with dumbbells, your heavy bag in the front. You can put a band around you. If that's too much for you, you can just do, I'll do it this way, a regular split squat with your rear foot on the ground. That's fine too. Or you can do our trustee-old reverse lunge, or like I said before, step back. We're gonna focus on single leg movements today, so I really want you to be able to get that single leg work in. If you cannot do single leg for some reason, just do double leg. Just go to a squat to a box. If you can't do the single leg, that's fine. And then the pike press, I put a pillow on the floor so I don't hurt my head. And it's your body is in a pike position and you're just doing a press this way, pretty much like upside down. This is gonna be really difficult. If you can't do that, increase the incline. So go to the couch or the chair. That makes it easier. The higher you are off the floor, the easier it is. Kind of like our push-ups. If this is too much for you, just do a shoulder press with your weights, with your dumbbells, with your soup cans, with your band, whatever you got. But the movement we're focusing on is a multi-joint shoulder elbow press above the head. So in order to make, because I usually do barbell, but I don't have a barbell here, so we're making it difficult with the pike press. Okay, got it? Set this timer. We're gonna do, we'll time, you don't have to count reps, okay? I'll tell you when to switch. Okay, first up, left leg, Bulgarian split squat. I'm gonna load mine. Oh, left leg. So left leg is the working leg. Nice and slow, down. You can even pause at the bottom if you want. Make it even harder. We're going for lower reps with this. Because these moves are going to be harder, you're going to have to rest more, and that's fine. That's good. We want that. The harder you work, the more you have to rest. And that's when we get stronger. A few more seconds. All right, we're going to switch it up to the right leg. Doesn't really matter where you hold your load. I just move mine lower because I don't want my biceps to tire out. So if you have dumbbells, they can be down here or they can be up here. But if they're up here, your shoulders are gonna probably peter out a little faster. Okay, to the pike press. However you're gonna do it, on the couch, floor, or just a dumbbell shoulder press. Go. You wanna take this if you're doing the pike press. Don't wanna go too fast. If you're super strong and you wanna make it harder, you can elevate your feet. So you can put your feet up here. And eventually crawl your feet up the wall. Okay, back to our Bulgarian split squat. Left leg, grab your load if you are, and go. I like to really slow these down. I kind of count 1, 2, pause, 1, 2, up. Down in that bottom pause is where you're gonna get that glute and hamstring activation. And thigh parallel to the ground. Get at the bottom, there it is. Whew, feeling it in my quads. All right, switch up to the right leg. You take a rest anytime you need. Everyone's gonna be different. Even if you can only do 2 and you have to pause for 10 seconds, pop back in, do another 2, pause again, that's fine. Just make it work for you. Breathing in on the way down, breathing out on the way up. Whew. 6 more seconds of this. I'm gonna take my rest. Okay, back to our pike press. I'm gonna come up elevated here and go. Whew. I can do about 5 or 6 of those. Whew. So if you think about it, it's kind of like pressing half your body weight overhead, except you're upside down. Okay, back up, back to our Bulgarian on the left leg. Whew. Losing my balance. Nice and slow. So if you're on the ground, you're just doing a regular split squat, some people call them. Stationary lunge, some people call them. All right, I'm gonna switch to our right leg. Oh, I should switch dumbbells. These are uneven weights, but they're very similar. Sometimes it's hard to, if I'm not using them with my hands, it's hard to remember which one's heavier. Whew, don't really feel it until I'm lifting them up. Taking my break, you can keep going if you can. Gonna be a lot more resting with these low legs today. 10 more seconds. All right, last round of your pike or your shoulder press, whatever you're doing. If you're doing the pike, you'll also really feel it in your lats. These guys, your wings in the back. All right, back up, grab some water. I'll demonstrate our second two moves. You guys can take a little rest. Okay, first move is gonna be a single leg Romanian deadlift. We have all these Eastern European countries in our workout today. So a Romanian deadlift regular is 2 legs, and it's this move where you're sliding your hands down your thighs here. It's a hinge at the hips. Single leg, we're gonna lift 1 leg. So it requires balance. So you have options. You can hang on to something. Or to make it harder, put your hands out, arms out straight, hands in front of you. You're still doing that hip hinge, but on 1 leg. I'm gonna show you from the back. So you wanna keep hips square. Everything's in a nice line. If you can't bend over that far, that's fine. If you can just do this, you don't have to keep your legs straight either. It's really just about getting that hinge going on 1 leg. That's our first move. So if you can't do that, just do double leg. Just do like a hip hinge Romanian deadlift. You can load it if you want. You can also load it the 1 leg too if you want. This way, you can load it one-sided on the other side. You can load it on the same side. You can use a band. You step on the band. So those are your options for that. Second move is going to be a supine, or in other words, underhand front raise. So palms are going to be facing up. This is going to be your second move. So if this is too much with your arms straight, it's harder when your arms are straighter. So if you need to make it a little easier, just bend your elbows and do this instead. Okay? All right, I'm gonna set my timer. I'm gonna go to our single leg RDL. RDL for short, Romanian deadlift. Just go on 1 leg, left leg for now, and then I'll tell you when to switch to the right leg. You can also load this and hang on to something if you need balance, but you still want to add weight. That's fine too. It is not a figure skating competition. Okay, switch to your right leg. You want to keep your head and neck neutral. You don't want to be looking up. Most people find it easier to look at a spot on the floor a few feet ahead, like 3 feet ahead, and keep your eyes on that. Or just hang on to something. Or do both, actually, that really helps. Okay, dumbbells, front raise, underhand front raise, go. So you're just lifting out to the side. You can slow this down and make it harder too. Getting the front of shoulders here, getting some bicep for sure, getting some forearms. This is super awkward with detergent jugs. Oh, that's better. If you are using detergent jugs like me, you kind of put them on your wrist if your wrists are strong enough. That's less awkward. Soup cans would be perfect for this, and dumbbells. Okay, back to our RDL. On the left leg, single leg, Romanian deadlift. So if you're not using weight, you can use your arms out ahead of you, or just one arm and hang on to something. If you're not doing single leg, you can just do double leg, squeeze those glutes at the top. Right leg, switch. You want to keep a soft bend in the knee here, the working knee. So the one that's on the leg that's on the ground working. Keep a nice little bend. Doesn't have to be locked out. Even, you can also do this too. You can plant the other foot behind you and do like a supported one leg. Okay, back to our underhand. Shoulder raise to the front. If you need to make it easier, you can bend those elbows. You can even do this with no weight. You can do any of these with no weight. Just think of squeezing. Okay, last round, single leg, RDL. Go. Left leg. It helps to slow down with this too, for balance. So if you want to try that supported one, your back is gonna go a little lower. You don't have to go all the way to the ground with your weights. Just do like a 45-degree angle. This side. Or you can lift that leg up. And that leg can be bent too. Okay, switch to your right leg. So there's your split stance, supported version. More of a bent leg. The bent leg in the back helps with the balance too. Okay, back to our underhand, front raise. With your dumbbells, your soup cans, your detergent jugs, whatever you have. So if you need to make it easier, bend those elbows, but at least bring the elbows up to your shoulder height. Keep that belly button tucked in, those ribs down. Okay, done that circuit. Get a little water. I'm gonna demonstrate our next two moves. Okay, so we're gonna do a single leg hip thrust. If you can't do a hip thrust on the bench or the couch, do it on the floor, just do a glute bridge. And a T raise, we call them. So it's front, side, down, side, front, down with your dumbbells. You can, if you don't have dumbbells, that's fine. You can just squeeze those muscles. So those are our two moves. So single leg hip thrust, you're gonna use your couch, your chair, your box. This is a regular hip thrust with two legs. Single leg, we lift one leg. If that's too much, do a glute bridge on the floor. Single leg. Single leg is too hard, just do a regular two leg. If you can't get down on the floor, use your couch, Whatever you got, do them here. Okay, I'm gonna start the timer, and we're gonna do left leg first, right leg, and then our shoulder raises. Okay, go. Single leg, left leg, go. So this we want shin perpendicular to the floor. And you're thinking of tilting that pelvis, squeezing the glutes at the top. These are harder, you're gonna have to take more rest. You can do double leg if they're too hard. Eyes are forward, chin is tucked, your gaze is forward. You're not up here, you're not arching your back, you're tilting that pelvis under. Okay, switch to your right leg. Or you can do these on the floor like I just showed you. So if you're doing them on the floor, they look like this. Or double leg. This is the easiest version on the floor with 2 legs. All right, standing up, grab your dumbbells. You can also do this seated if you need. We're gonna do raise to the front, out to the side, down. And then side, front, down, go. You don't have to go really high, just basically shoulder level. And you can do these with no weight or your soup cans if you got them. You can do this seated in your chair. Okay, back to our single leg hip thrust. Left leg, go. Rest whenever you need. Go as hard as you can, as long as you can, and then take your rest for however long you need. I don't determine your rest, you determine your rest. Okay, right leg. Eyes forward, chin tucked. Gaze is forward in front of you. Like you got your favorite Netflix show on in front of you. Whew. See, I'm taking my rest now. 5 more seconds. Okay, back up. T-raise. Front, side, down. Side, front, down. Front, side, down. Side, front, down. I'll show you from the side. Oh, I better set sheet uneven. I'm gonna have one jacked arm. Don't forget to breathe. Belly button in, ribs down. Okay, last round of single leg hip thrust. Left leg, go. Exhale on the way up, inhale on the way down. Whew, feeling that. Switch to your right leg. Or if you're doing these double leg, you don't have to switch. You just keep going and take a pause whenever you need. Take a rest whenever you need. I feel like my right leg is more tired than my left today. A couple more seconds. Whew, okay, back up, last T-raise circuit. And go when you're ready. Side, front, down. Front, side, down. Side, front, down. I'm switching my weights. Go whatever tempo you need to go at. These are good slow too. Everything's good slow, really. Just makes it harder. Makes the weight heavier in a way when you slow it down. which is good. That makes us stronger, and that's what we want. Okay, grab another quick water. So to finish off our strength today, we're gonna do another quick circuit of just lower body. We're gonna do a squat pulse. So I want you to be parallel. If you can't get your thighs to parallel to the ground, I want you to just tap your butt on your bench behind you. But I don't want your pulses to be up here. That's just quads. We want hamstrings and glutes, so they need to be down here. You gotta lean forward, that's okay. If you have to hang on to something, that's okay too. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do a standing hip extension and abduction combo. So that's basically to the back and to the side. If you have a band, you can wear it like a knee band, you can wear it on your thighs. You don't have to. So it's gonna be that, okay? I'm gonna start the timer. All right, squat pulse. You can hold a weight if you want out in front of you. That helps counter too. That's gonna work your arms also. You can take a break anytime in this circuit as well. You can also just touch your butt to the couch, pulse up and down. When I think of stretching, contracting those glutes. Okay, now hip extension. You're gonna do your left leg first. So to the back and to the side. To the back, to the side. It helps to hang on to something. Helps to bend over just a little bit like I am. Back straight though. You can do it just standing if you want. Without hanging on to something, that is. Okay, right leg, switch. Back, side. Back, side. Back, side. If you have your band, you can wear it on your ankles or your thighs, up to you. It's a little bit harder when it's down there. It's a little bit easier when it's up higher. Okay, back to our squat pulse. You can wear your band for this too, it's way harder, but down. I do like wearing a band for this though, because it forces your knees to push out, because you don't want your knees collapsing. You want squat pulses like this. You need your knees to be out. That engages, activates your glutes. And that's what we want. And so the band really helps with that. Whew, it's also way harder. While you're down there, with or without the band, think of pushing your knees out. Okay, back up, hip extension, to the side, to the back, left leg first. Really think, you want your leg relatively straight, the one that's working. You can have a slight bend in it. You can bend it more if you need, but just really think of activating that glute. Okay, switch to your right leg. You're gonna feel the leg that you're standing on, as well as the leg you're working. Okay, last quick round, squat pulse, go. Some people like to do this. You could even pulse this. But it's actually amazing how having a counterweight out in front of you really helps get you lower. Ooh. Okay, back up. Last, left leg out, back and out. Back, side, back, side. Even during this little circuit, take as much rest as you need also. And I always stress how we want our glutes activated, because if you have weak glutes, switch to your right leg. Having strong glutes is what helps us to go up and down stairs better, to sit down on the couch, to sit down on the toilet, to sit down on a chair. If you have weak glutes that aren't engaged and activated as you move through the day, you put more pressure on your knee joint and you get knee injuries that way. So, and they're your biggest muscle group in your body. And your glutes, if you don't know what those are, it's your butt. Okay, that's it. All right. So let's just step side to side. We're gonna have a little warm up, grab some water, warm up, cool down. And grab some water. Take a deep breath in. Another one. One more. Just widen your stance a little. Move my accessories out of the way. And just gently lunge side to side. Feel a little stretch in the adductors, the ADD ductors on the inside of the leg, the groin area. Stay over to one side if you can. Prop yourself up on the bent leg. If you can lean into it, do that. You can also hang on to something if you need to. Other side. I hang on to stuff all the time because I'm not very flexible, and I feel like it helps me to get deeper into my stretches. There's no shame in hanging on to anything, no matter during the workout, whatever. If you need that balance, you need the assistance. It's like in yoga when you have a block to use, same thing. Okay, I'm gonna go down if you can. If not, you can do this on the couch. Let me move this. Gonna get our hip flexor stretch going. So one knee bent behind you, one knee up at a 90 degree this way, foot on the floor, and you're just gonna lean forward ever so gently. Feeling that stretch in here. You can raise an arm overhead if you want. So if you're doing this on the couch, I'm kind of running out of room. I'll do it this way. You'd have one leg up and one leg back on the couch this way. You can see, you could do it that way. Or if your ottoman wasn't in the way like mine, you can be this way. Try not to arch your back. You want to think about just leaning straight down. Okay, switch legs. Some people like to go deeper. They go lower down here on their elbows. You can do that if you feel like it. One arm overhead if you want. You want your hips square, facing forward. You don't want to be twisting too much. Okay, we're gonna stretch out our glutes. So if you have your chair nearby, sit on that, or else you can do this on the ground. You're gonna cross one leg over the other. Think about pushing this knee down, and you're just gonna gently lean forward. So this is what it looks like from the front. And this is what it looks like from the side. I'm not that flexible, so I don't go very far forwards, and I already still feel it right here in my side glutes. I'll move back here too to show you this angle. You can also play with how low this other leg is. Think chest up and forward and leaning forward that way. Okay, switch legs. You're welcome to do any other stretches you like. You don't have to do these ones. I'm just showing you what I do. You can also do the pigeon pose from yoga, which is kind of what I did on the couch here, but a little more just for the glutes. So you have this leg tucked up underneath you, hips are square. You can also lay down and do this way. and you pull this straight leg towards you. Okay, let's do a quadricep stretch. So if you want to hang on to something for balance, you can. You're going to stand up. Bring one leg behind you. Hold your foot on the top of your foot with your hand. Knees together. Shoulder down. Shoulder blade back. Pull that heel to your butt. I'm going to stretch the front of the thigh here, the quads. If you can do two hands and pull harder, you'll get more of a stretch. And switch legs. And you want to think of knees together. You don't want your leg out here. You want to be nice and tight, like a cylinder, straight up and down, belly button in, ribs down. Okay, and do a shoulder stretch. You're going to stretch out the front of the chest and the shoulders, arms behind you, arms straight, fingers laced, shoulders down, belly button in, ribs down. Lift your arms behind you gently. Feel that in the biceps, in the front of the shoulders, a little bit in the chest. We don't want an arched back. And you want to keep your neck neutral. Looking straight ahead or a few feet down on the ground in front of you. Okay. Hands out to the side. Think fingertips pointing to the ceiling. Arms straight. Push the heels of your hands out. Nice and gentle. Stretch out that bicep. If you want, and shoulders down, like always. Move your hands a little bit behind you if you can. Feel more of a stretch. And triceps, one arm bent behind your back. Use this hand to push down. Nice and gentle. Want to protect that shoulder, like always. You can push your head against it a little bit, but keep those ribs in. Switch hands. All right, we're done.